Hey everyone, and welcome to day 22. We are almost finished, only 8 days left after this. And I went back into the Guillermo del Toro well for this one, and I said I didn't know if I was going to actually do this one. Then I found out, hey, it's available on HBO Max right now, so I'm going to fucking watch it. And that's The Devil's Backbone, baby. Oh my god, is this a good movie. Like, it's just amazing to think what Del Toro has done and what he's done for film, and it's an absolutely amazing film, and it's set across the background of the Spanish Civil War, the end of it in 1939, and it's about a kid that gets put into basically like an orphanage, though yes, you could say, yeah, it's an orphanage, and there's a great ghost story that's happening in this film, as well as kids like growing up during this wartime and dealing with stuff that they just don't understand. Now, does it get a little slow at times? Yeah, a little bit, but it's just crafted extremely well. The child actors are pretty good. The gentlemen that play Cesar and Jacinto, they're fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And you really hate Jacinto by the end of the film. And the parts of terror are great. They are terrifying. And that's mostly the ghost encounters that happen in the film, right? It's not really, besides the horrors of war and the stuff that's kind of going along around them, it's interesting to see what and where this movie could possibly go. And while it doesn't get the critical praise that, Pan's Labyrinth gets, it's still deserving of, in my opinion, the same exact praise as that movie. While that is fantastical, and there are good horror elements in that as well, and we're probably going to talk about that movie when the time comes, it's still, this is such a more grounded piece to the whole thing. While that's like a horror fairy tale, right? This is not. This is just dealing with the conflicts that's going on, and dealing with the inner conflicts between the adult characters and the children being thrown into it. And I cannot give this movie enough praise. If you haven't seen it, you really need to see it. I really like the way scenes are shot in this movie. I love how dark it gets. Yeah, some of the effects are a little dated and for the time, and I mean, you have to look at what he had available to him and to be able to do these things. But in all, it's a story of of being a child and having to deal with multiple tragedies. Your main character Carlos doesn't realize that his parents are dead. His last remaining parent, his father, who's involved in the revolution or the war, he's gone, and he's stuck here, and he has nothing else for him, right? While other kids are getting letters from their father or other parents, he's getting absolutely nothing. And he has to deal with the fact that kids are bullying him, and, he doesn't necessarily belong as the new kid that's there. And then all of a sudden, there's this ghost story that's wrapping around him that is a big tragic tale for and sets the stage and the mood right away, especially seeing the bomb drop in the beginning and the bomb doesn't go off, and is a reminder of what could happen or what, has happened. So, I don't know what else to say about this movie other than, if you are a Del Toro completionist, make sure that you see this movie. There aren't many movies that I would say that Del Toro has done terribly, right? There's always some good in it. Maybe there's ones that aren't as great, that's out there. A lot of people are very big fans of Blade 2. I'm not the biggest fan of Blade 2, nor really the Blade franchise in general. Some people don't like Mimic. Yeah, Mimic's good. Mimic's okay. It has some really good scenes in it, but really, it's these three movies, right? These three movies to start, where he's kind of like, Kronos, Devil's Backbone, and of course, Pan's Labyrinth. Those three movies really set the mood of what Del Toro is going to become. I know a lot of people don't like Crimson Peak. I fucking love Crimson Peak. And really got him into like the mainstream of people seeing. And really, you know, of course, it's Hellboy and Hellboy 2, especially Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. Jesus Christ, that movie's fucking incredible. But it's those films that really got him in front of everybody. And it really is going to be Pan's Labyrinth that gets him the international recognition that he deserved and allows him to do more of what he wants to do, and more, you know, say American-based films than other films. And especially when we get to The Shape of Water, you know, Jesus Christ, that movie blows a lot of movies out of the water, even though it's about fish fucking. I get it. It's about fish fucking, but, and it's not really. I adore that fucking movie as well. So, yeah, Devil's Backbone. And I remember seeing, when I first saw the trailer for this movie back in the day, you know, I was in a little independent theater in Santa Cruz, California, where I went to college. And, you know, I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, I don't know. But I'm like, the name is stupid. The Devil's Backbone. And it makes sense. After you see it, it completely makes sense why it has that type of title to it. So, I'm going to give this a solid 4 out of 5 unblown up bombs. It is just like the pacing, the setting, the kids, all these things just make a absolutely wonderful film. And if you've never given yourself a chance to see this movie, make sure that you do. All right, so we've gone through like monsters and different types of monsters, and makes me wonder what tomorrow is going to bring.